Today's news. Number of persons facing criminal charges for April 2nd rally hits 13. European Parliament calls for release of youth activists and journalist Fethullah. Mijatovic leaves Azerbaijan hoping for speedy resolution of problems in Azerbaijan. Hearing on Osman Kazimov's lawsuit against bar of lawyers starts. Azerbaijan Al Youth Movement founded. Call to renounce use of automobiles. The Baku Appeals Court today heard the appeals of Musavat Party Youth Committee Deputy Head Ahad Mamadlı and Azerbaijan Popular Front Party activist Mohamed Majidlı against the Sabil District Court's April 9th and April 4th decisions, respectively. Mamadlı's attorney Yalchin Imanov and Majidlı's attorney Azer Nagiev told Objective TV that the youth activists' appeals were rejected and that they will be taking the issue to the European Court of Human Rights. Musavat Party Youth Committee Deputy Head Ahad Mamadlı and Azerbaijan Popular Front Party activist Mohamed Majidlı both are charged under Article 233 of the Criminal Code. Ahad Mamadlı has received an additional charge for resisting authority under Article 315.1 of the Criminal Code. Mamadlı and Majidlı were sentenced to 2 months of pretrial detention by the Sabil District Court on April 9th and 4th. The European Parliament has adopted a resolution criticizing the human rights situation in Azerbaijan, Radio Liberty reports. The European Parliament condemned a crackdown on opposition protests in Azerbaijan and expressed deep concern at the increased number of attacks on civil society, social network activists, and journalists in the country, Radio Liberty reports. The criticism came in a resolution adopted by the Chamber in Strasbourg on May 12th. The cases of Jabar Savalan and Bakhtiar Hajiev received special mention in the document. Savalan, a member of the Azerbaijan Popular Front Party's youth group, was recently sentenced to 2.5 years in prison on charges of drug possession. Hajiev, a former parliamentary candidate, was arrested after calling for demonstrations against the government via the social networking site Facebook, and now faces 2 years in jail for allegedly dodging military service. Additionally, the document condemns increased number of threats and persecution against journalists by Azerbaijani authorities. The European Parliament calls for the release of youth activist Jabar Savalan, Bakhtiar Hajiev, and journalist Ainullah Fethullah. The parliamentarians also called on the Azerbaijani authorities to refrain from ungrounded charges and ensure protection of journalists. The document also condemned the arrest of over 200 activists at opposition rallies in March and April. OSCE Freedom of Media representative Dunja Mijatovic hopes for a speedy resolution of problems in Azerbaijan with the freedom of the media, which she discussed during her visit to Baku, the 9th to the 13th of May. Mijatovic said she visited the imprisoned journalist Ainullah Fethullah and was pleased by his excellent spirit. Prison management gave assurances that they look after the man's security. Mijatovic said that she had called on President Ilham Aliyev to release Fethullah. Moreover, at a meeting with the president, she raised the issue of the arrested youth activists, and in particular, the recently convicted Jabar Savalan. Noting that the meeting with Aliyev was in a positive atmosphere, Mijatovic expressed a hope for early release of Fethullah and Savalan. Further, she urged the authorities to investigate 2 recent cases of kidnapping and beating of the Azadlık newspaper's employees, Semur Kaziev and Ramin Deko, and also to find the perpetrators and accomplices of Elmar Husseinov's killing. According to Mijatovic, the government, civil society, and citizens should be intolerable to the facts of physical attacks on journalists. In addition, she called on the Azerbaijani authorities to reform the National TV and Radio Council and ensure its independence. Only in this case can we ensure pluralism on TV and radio, she said. Mijatovic expressed dissatisfaction with the answers to her questions of the authorities in connection with the stoppage of broadcasting frequencies to the local radio stations of Voice of America, Radio Liberty, and BBC. Today, court executors made an inventory of the property of Khoral newspaper to provide the court decision on compensation to the head of the presidential administration, Ramiz Mehdiev. Avaz Zeynalı reported to Objective TV that court executors demanded that the editor-in-chief of Khoral newspaper pay Mehdiev 10,000 AZN, but the newspaper does not possess this amount, said Zeynalı. Court executors visited Zeynalı's apartment and entered his goods and property to the list. A group of youth activists announced the establishment of Azerbaijan L movement at a press conference in IRFS Press Center today. According to youth activist Agasif Shakiroglu, it is the socio-political situation in the country that brought the youths involved and not involved in the socio-political life of the country. He informed that the movement is established by those protesting against the unemployment, the grave socio-political situation, election fraud, violation of human rights, and thus responded to the repressions launched against the youths in March and April. As to the priorities of the movement, the youths will work for the increase of the activity of citizens in socio-political life, assist in the development of civil society, and involve citizens in the fight for their rights. Classic Popular Front Party head Miramud Miraoglu, one of the attendees of the event, called on the youths to benefit from internet resources effectively. The For Healthy Life Public Union prepared a package of proposals for the community to reduce the risk of poisoning with emissions from automobiles, said union head Sadiq Hassanov at a press conference today in Baku. Hassanov says that 70% of noxious gases that go into the atmosphere are attributed to automobiles. Therefore, citizens should move to bicycles from automobiles. He also suggested that drivers turn off their engines at traffic lights and try to buy automobiles that meet European standards. Research implemented by the For Healthy Life Public Union shows that automobiles emit 30,000 tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every day.